guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, and in my channel I talk about plants and my life and journey with my plants. In today's video I kind of want to give you guys a little Ikea greenhouse cabinet tour and my Mars Hydro grow tent tour, and maybe just to discuss a little bit of the difference between the two of them and my experiences with using these two. We have just moved both of them up onto the third floor of my home, which is the warmest, and I think the plants are really responding to them. So we're just gonna go into the cabinets in the grow tent and take a look at what they look like and how they're doing. So I am really loving having the cabinet in the bedroom. It makes such a big difference for the room, and I used to not hang out in the room so much, but now that the cabinet and the grow tent's here, I kind of want to be in here all the time. Plus it's like super warm. I really like having my potho hanging here too. The potho was in a really low light area and it wasn't really growing well, so I'm really glad that I have now moved it here so it's also getting some light. So let's look inside the cabinet. I have kept these glass shelves in. A lot of people would change them into wire shelving, which will allow for more airflow, and I think the humidity and temperature will be more even for each level. But because I keep the glass in, each level is kind of their own microclimate. So they could vary a little bit. For example, the bottom shelf might be much cooler than the top shelf, but in general it's higher humidity and warmer, so I'm not too picky. And yeah, on the top I'm using a Modern Sprout grow light, and I'm keeping most of my kind of light loving hoyas up here so then they could get more tan. Like this one, this is so pretty. It's like pink and purple splashes. Yeah, and I had, so mostly hoyas. Actually, I keep mostly hoyas in my grow tents. They just really respond to the warmth and the humidity. I recently just put my gloriosum in here. This is a new leaf. So pretty. Because I just read someone's Instagram post about how well theirs is doing under higher light, and mine was sitting in like a really low light area in the grow tent, so I decided to move it up here in this shelf, and it's kind of closer to the window too. And here I also have mostly hoyas, but a few of my aroids too. Ooh, this one is unfurling really nicely. This is the Palmanii, and my El Choco Red is there. Another aroid back here is the Radican and the Regali. I guess I have a lot more aroids in here than I thought. My Cebu Blue and this guy, the Grey Ghost, it root rotted and I'm rerooting it. I think it's doing it. This is my little trick. I have my grow light underneath here and it produces some heat, so whenever I am trying to root something I put it on top because it's underneath the light and it provides warmth from here, so it really quite likes that. And I just have a bunch of hoyas. My core situation really needs to be amended. This is ridiculous. None of the tapes really work well. I need to find a better solution for them. But I'm kind of a make-do girl. Yeah, I really don't strive for perfection at all. Anyway, so a lot of hoyas in here. My friend propagated this little raindrop peperomia. I love it so much. Yeah, she took a cutting and it already started growing when she gave it to me. So thank you so much, Shannon. So yeah, lots of hoyas here too. And again, a mess of the core situation. So this is what I'm keeping in my Ikea cabinet. Now let's go look at the grow tent, which is just right in the closet. We took down the closet door and just put it in here. It kind of fits just flash right up against the frame. It's really ugly with the gap up here, so I put my another potho here, which I really love. I need to have more pothos in my life. I love them so much. All right. Oh, I love this grow tent. And a week and a half ago, one of my hoyas bloomed, and it already has wilted, but the fragrance is trapped in the grow tent. And every time I open it, I think because of the heat too, it just like hits me with a waft of beautiful floral smell. I really, really love it. And I just love how stuffed it is in here. It just looks like a little jungle, but I just want to put as many plants in here as possible because they just love it in here, I think. I want to show you guys this leaf. It's so pretty. The caudata. I don't know why this one is so coral, but and so got so many splashes. It's so pretty. Yeah, okay, so in the grow tent I purchased a shelf from Amazon, and then I have also mostly hoyas in here too. So in the back I just recently moved my Hoya ficea in here because I wanted to get more tanned. Ficea, my Hoya sunrise, tan so gorgeously in here. The Ikea is also tanning so nicely. And oh my god, look at this. My Sarawak. Isn't that insane how beautifully tanned it is? I think I'm gonna have to turn this plant around so these leaves could get hit by the light too, because these ones are already just super gorgeously tan. Yeah, and ooh, the CV Joy needs to be watered, but also super tan, so beautiful. And like the elbow marginata type of macrophylla is tanning really well too. So on top I have most of the hoyas that will should tan. And also it's really hard to see, but the Wilbur Grave splashes is kind of pink, which is very cute and just attractive. So yeah, I put most of the hoyas up here that could possibly tan. So hoyas, and then underneath, this is my Philodendron Splendid. It's so pretty. But this leaf is more elongated, which is kind of interesting, and this one is more heart shape. Remember, it's still rooting. It's got like one big root, so that one's still rooting. This one you guys have seen in my other video. It's like a Magnificum cross. It's still rooting too. Got a lot of stress from being acclimated. I call this my scar face. Who else? My Pariso Verde is in here too. It's also just like barely rooted, so I'm keeping it in this warm tent to keep rooting. This is my Peru, who just doesn't really grow for me. And so I keep it in here to see if the grow tent will help it grow more. So now let's just kind of talk a little bit about the pros and cons of the grow tent and the cabinet. Alright guys, so that is a little tour of my Ikea cabinet and my grow tent, and like I've mentioned earlier, I really enjoyed both of them. I'm going to just go over a little bit of the pros and cons of both of them, and this is actually the second time I'm filming it because I feel like I'm missing out on some points, so I wrote it down on my laptop, and then I'll just kind of go through some of the points with you guys. So we'll go with the grow tent first. So the pros for the grow tent is that I think it's cheaper than the Ikea cabinets. I looked it up on Amazon. The setup, the tent itself is around $150, and then the TS, Mars Hydro TS 600 grow light, it's about $150 as well. So the whole setup, and then I got like the shelving unit, which is around $50. So the whole setup is around $350. And then I find that it would, well, I didn't set it up, but Jordan said it was really easy to set it up. It's just got some metal frames and then the tent. So because it is easier to set up, it is also easier to take it down, and it's a much lighter product to move around. It's already set up so that the humidity and the warmth will be trapped in to the inside the grow tent, and because of the reflective surfaces, that it's a better growing environment for tropical plants. And it offers more space. It's probably one of the smallest size grow tent, but it offers already more space than the Ikea cabinets could offer, the ones that I have. And also there's a built-in place for electrical cords. This one is a big one for me because it is so easy to just like take the cord and just plug it in without having to worry about drilling holes, like where would the cords come out. It's just everything's thought of for you to plug in the light. So I really like that. The cons for this one is that it didn't come with the shelving unit. You have to get a shelving unit for the plants. And I've mentioned it before, it doesn't look good. It's just like a one black thing in your living space. Some people keep it in their basement, so it's not a factor, but it doesn't really look so good in my living space. And also, because it seals in the light, you also can look inside. You can't see your beautiful plants readily. You have to open up the grow tent to see my beloved plant. So that's definitely a con for me. Those are the pros and cons for the grow tent. And for the Ikea green cabinet, the pros are that it looks so good. I love it so much. It's just like a display case, you know, people display different things. And for me, there's nothing more beautiful to display than plants. So the second point is that you are able to just see your plants because it's a display case. Unlike the grow tent, you can't see the plants in the Ikea cabinet. It's just right there. You can see them. The third point is that because it's not really designed to be a grow tent, so it's actually quite versatile. You could design it the way you see fit. I mentioned before that I've kept the glass shelving because I really like that, but some people use wire shelvings, some people have like pegboards. There's just so many ways for you to be creative and come up with your own ideas of how you want to set it up. I've seen people have a little fountain in there to create more humidity for the space. So yeah, I think it's a nice little project and offers like that flexibility and versatility for you to design it the way you want. And also it offers a really decent humidity and warmth. I had to weather strip the doors. I'll include a clip to show you guys what I mean, to like seal in the humidity. But I find that with the weather stripping, it really has increased the humidity to sitting around 70 or at least 65 and above. Also, another pro is that the shelving units are already built in, so you don't need to get an extra shelf to put your plants. And here are some of the cons of the IKEA cabinet compared to the grow tent. It takes a lot more effort to set it up. If you just want to have a space to grow your plants and don't want to worry about designing it, setting it up, figuring out how to set up the lighting and the humidity, then it takes quite a bit of effort to do that. Whereas the grow tent, it's really just readily available. The setup is done with growing plants in mind. Also, it is more expensive. Usually people choose these two types for IKEA cabinets for their greenhouse, either the Mills bowl cabinet or the Fabricor. So the Mills bowl is about $230 for just the cabinet, so that's not including all the lights. I didn't buy really expensive lights, but I have three lights that are around $30 each, and then my husband also bought me a strip light. I think that one is more than $100. So the kind of the extra setups really add up. And the fabric cord that also people use is a Y kind, that's about $300 Canadian and $250 for the tall one. So yeah, it will add up to be a little bit, maybe quite a bit more expensive. Also, there's not really like available places for you to bring the cords out of the doors. Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 lights in there, that's 4 cords. And people also set up fans in there. So if you have a lot of things set up in there, the fact that there's no readily available place for you to get the cord out is a little bit annoying. Also, because it's like glass, once you've built it, it's harder to take it apart and heavier to move it around. So yeah, so those are all the points that I wrote down for the 2. But as I've mentioned before, I really enjoy both of them. So it really depends on what your needs and what your priorities are for the greenhouse for your plants. Yeah, so I hope that this video is a bit informative and gives you something to think about. It helps you make a decision if you're trying to figure out which one you would like to include in your home. Let me know what you think. So that's everything from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and let me know what you think about the 2 products. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!